You lock my kids up in those cages, man. You treat me like an immigrant on this soil. You stole the land from my people and then had the nerve to tell me to get over it, man. To tell me to get over it and let it go. It's in the past. Meanwhile, you just have your remembrance for your Holocaust. And nobody dares ever tell the Jewish man to get over it, man. Let me say this, man. These oppressors, man, the Jewish man proved one thing. This devil that came up a few minutes earlier, he proved that Jewish people classify themselves as white. You are the same as the so-called white man. There's no difference between y'all, man. You're the tribe of Amalek, a tribe under the nation of Edom. And I pray God deals with you oppressors, man. I pray God brings you devils to justice and puts you devils to death for the evil that you do against my people, man. Let another strain of COVID-19 hit, man, and target you oppressors for the evil you do. How dare you try to come up here and try to take away our voice, man. But if you could, I got this article I want you to read real quick, right? You can read the first paragraph on what this is. This is an article brought out by CNN, man. And like I said those names, right? I said those names, Adam Toledo, and the last one, Sean Mentirosa, who was killed a week after Eric Garner, man. This is what the news says, man. This is why I say they seldomly talk about it, man. They seldomly talk about the death of our people at the hands of police, man. We're gonna let this noise pass real quick. So, it's like, isn't it? No sweat. So like I said, it's on the articles, man. The article brought out the number of so-called Hispanics murdered by police. I believe since the year 2019 or earlier, right, a few years earlier, from then till now, at least that is known as 2,600 so-called Hispanics murdered by police, man. I remember a lot of time, man, when the whole thing with Eric Garner was going on, man, there was this movement or this march, this gathering over there at Mariachi Plaza. And there were families, man, speaking and giving the names of their children, of their sons and daughters murdered by police, man. Our people are targeted, man, and no one speaks about it. A voice is not brought out, man, because they don't give a damn about us. America does not care about so-called Hispanics, man. America does not care about Mexicans, man. And our problem as a raza, man, is that we want to be like America and not care about our own, man. We'll be the first to speak against our own. We'll say he probably deserved it. We'll say we're not like the Black Lives Matter movement. We're not like our black brothers and sisters, man. We don't complain. That's the problem with us, man, that we don't understand. These are our brothers, man. We're the same people. We're on this chart, man, from Mexicans to so-called blacks. The tribe of Judah to the tribe of Issachar, man. We suffer this oppression in this place together. We're a separate nation, man. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans only, man. These three groups are the only people that suffer an oppression unique to every other group, separate from the Asians, separate from the Arabs, separate from the East Indians. Nobody else suffers like us, man, because the Asians, the Arabs, the East Indians, they all had their identity. They all have a voice. Let the Asians look at everything happening right now. A few days earlier, man. A few days earlier, you had that shooting going on, right, with the two old Asian men, and they shot up the places, man. I don't see police beating an unarmed Asian man. I don't see Asians getting rounded up and locked up. Stopped and frisked. But you know who they stop and frisk? They stop and frisk you, black man and Hispanic man. They stop and frisk you. They tell you, you don't belong in this country, Mexican man and woman. Last I heard, you never hear America, you never even heard Donald Trump mention the high number of undocumented Asian immigrants.
Right.
He's not locking up Asian kids in those cages.
Right.
But he is locking up so-called Hispanic kids. He is locking up kids from Mexico, kids from Honduras,
right.
kids from Guatemala,
right.
kids from El Salvador,
right.
all from Latino America. But you, black man and brown man, you suffer separately from these other nations. And these other nations know you're the salt of the earth, man. You can never go into these other nations, man. Let me see if I can bring it out. If you could, go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33, man. We're going to go right there real quick and say what we have to say, man. Because the only people suffering the oppression is so-called blacks and Hispanics, and oppression separate from the other nations. Do Asians receive hatred? Yes, they do. Do Arabs receive hatred? Yes, they do. All the other nations, you know, that are not white get some form of hatred from America. But here's the difference. America respects these other nations. Versus you, black man and brown man, America does not respect you. You got it up? Go ahead.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33. Open your ears, black man and brown man. Listen very carefully.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts,
Thus saith the Lord,
the children of Israel,
the children of Israel,
and the children of Judah,
so the children of Israel and the children of Judah
were oppressed together.
Salakia, read that again and read it all together. Salakia, from the top.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
The children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. Meaning the people on this chart were oppressed together. Salakia, did you see anything on there about Asians?
Nah.
Did you see anything about Arabs?
Nah.
They had to say Arabs. I'm sorry, did they say, read it one more time, man.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
I heard Israel and Judah. I didn't hear nothing else about the other nations, man.
Right.
So that lets you know something, raza, black man and brown man, woman, carnales y mujeres. This Bible is talking about you. Right. Your oppression is the proof that you're an Israelite, man.
Right.
And that's coming from the Most High, man. Let's see if we get this article, man. Yeah, that's no sweat. I think we got it right here. No sweat. So, like I said, man, we are the only people that suffer the oppression, man. Last I heard, I know the prisons are not overpopulated with Asians, with Arabs, with East Indians,
right.
But they are overpopulated with so-called blacks and Hispanics, huh? Right. If you could, Baba Kashar, go to the Book of Lamentations, 4 and 16, right? Because the police brutality that we suffer, right? Because everybody's talking about Tyree Nichols, you know, but no, you know, here's another name that you don't remember. John Hernandez, another brother, man. Raza, choked out by an off-duty sheriff and her husband, man. A whole Edomite family was murdering this brother, man, in front of everybody, man. It was on camera. A whole white family did it, man. That should let you know something about these oppressors, man. They have a bloodlust. The whole family will murder you, man.
Right.
Go ahead. You got that?
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 16. The anger of the Lord hath divided them. He will no more regard them. They respected not the persons of the priests. They favored not the elders.
So like, is it they hunt ourselves?
Yeah, it's 8. Verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help.
As for us, our eyes have failed us for our vain help. You want to know what vain help is, man? It's help that is pointless. You over here begging America for police reform. All these marches going on right now to say no justice, no peace.
Right.
That is being help, man.
Right.
Nothing is not gonna do anything, man. All these marches is not gonna put an end to police brutality, man.
Right.
It's not gonna put an end to getting murdered by the police unarmed. As a matter of fact, let you know, black man and brown man, let you go get angry and go riot and start destroying stuff. You know what that does? It just gives the oppressor the excuse to keep murdering you. Because all they're gonna do is say, look at all these crazy wetbacks and niggas. Let them keep burning up their cities.
Right.
And let us never give them justice, because they don't deserve. That's what they think about you, black man and brown man and woman.
Right.
They think you don't deserve justice. They think you're not, they have no respect for you. You know what I mean? They try to give you a dog and pony show with these politicians coming in and saying, you know, they're gonna reform the police department and bring justice and all these promises, and come that same week when that new mayor or official sworn in, another black man or brown man is murdered by police, man.
Right.
Keep going on.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We have watched for a nation that could not save us. When I talk about the marching, all these begging America will never save you, Raza. America will never help you. It will never do anything for you. It gives you as very little as possible, because it wants to keep you in that state, in that low state as a slave. That's how America sees us. And you want to know what's messed up, man? Is that a lot of our people do not want to wake up and realize that, man. We want to love every other nation. We want to pretend like everything is okay, like racism is in the past and it doesn't exist. And meanwhile, we're dying, literally, man.